In today's video, I'm going to show you a process that will help you get around 3 to 10% of your old leads back into your school and potentially even sign them up, depending on how good your sales process is. So you probably have ran ads in the past and there were people who showed up at your school, but they didn't sign up. Obviously, there are also leads who never even booked a class, or they booked a class and they didn't even show up. And with all of these leads, you have probably built up a list over time. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can reactivate this list in Go High Level. If you're not familiar with Go High Level, it's a software for nurturing leads. If you're not familiar with it at all, I would just suggest probably watch some other tutorials about Go High Level first and sign up for it first before you watch this video, and then just come back to this video once you've done that and once you're a little familiar with Go High Level. But if you're maybe, for example, even already having a process for reactivating your list, or you're just using Go High Level already and you don't have a process for that yet, then this tutorial is going to be perfect for you. So it's actually the process we use for our clients to reactivate their list when they come on board. And without further ado, I'm going to cut a clip in now where I'm going to walk you through all of the technical stuff, and I'll see you in there.
Alright, so welcome to the clip in which I'm going to explain to you the database reactivation process. I'm basically inside of it right now already, so there's not going to be a link in the description which is going to give you a snapshot of this process, because what I want you to do with this is that I want you to watch it and to hopefully learn something, and then I want you to basically innovate on this process. So you have the process, but you then maybe like, oh, maybe I could do this better, or this could be done better, and you just build it out yourself and improve it yourself, because I don't want you to be like monkey see, monkey do, so you just copy it. I rather want you to innovate on it. So basically it comes down to the easy saying of give a man a fish and he'll have something to eat for a day, but show a man how to fish and he'll have food for the rest of his life. And I believe that I want to use the same concept in with this video as well. So without further ado, let me just put this to the side. Let's straight up go into it. So you obviously need to create a new workflow for it, and then what we usually do is that we just then add a list of contacts into Go High Level, and then we just add this list of contacts to this process. Let me just double check something. Okay, so we don't send, like, you don't need email addresses for this. You just need people's first name and their phone number. Then you just add them in here. Basically, you can ignore all this stuff up here, pipeline stage changed. What we usually do is that we just, like, let's say someone doesn't sign up for a class and you followed up with them, but they, I don't know, they just ignore the messages, which obviously does happen sometimes. Then what we do is that we just like change their pipeline stage, and then we just then add them to this process, and then it's just going to ask them up here if they're in the long-term nurturing process stage. And if they are, it's just going to wait 3 months and then send this automation out automatically again. So we basically automatically follow up with leads every 3 months if they don't sign up. So let's give you an example. Let's say someone signs up from the ads today, and we follow up with them for 2 weeks, whatever, and then after 2 weeks they don't sign up. Then we just add them, or they don't even book a class, or they book a class and they don't show up at all, and we follow up with them, it doesn't work. Let's just say after 2 weeks nothing works, we just put them in the long-term nurturing stage, and then it's just going to wait 3 months. So let's say they sign up now in the beginning of November, then 2 weeks later, so in the middle of December, January, in the middle of February, it's just going to send them it's just going to add them to this process, and it's just going to send them a text message if they want to come now into the school. If they're not in this stage, so let's say you add a list to this process and that they're not in the long-term nurturing stage, so you just add a list of contacts to this workflow, then the workflow would obviously start directly. And the first thing you obviously want to add is that you want to assign all of the contacts that are added to this process to yourself. And then what we do is that we just give them a tag, database reactivation. And then this is where we get to the nitty-gritty stuff. So the first text message we sent them out is you would obviously put your names in here. Hey John, it's Emil with Emil's Dojo. I wanted to let you know that for the next 3 days we're doing something awesome for May. We're doing something amazing for all students' leads. For the first 10 people who reach out, we're giving away a voucher for 1 week of free jiu-jitsu classes. I can reserve your spot if you would like. Just reply with yes. And then you obviously change if you offer kickboxing classes, you write kickboxing in here. And like, don't just copy this and just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it in here. Then I'm gonna change this to my name, my dojo's name, my martial art, and that's it. But be a little more creative with it. Like, let's say you do the seasonal and you set this process up so it says something else during wintertime, during summertime, whatever, which should be possible with GHL, I believe. Um, you can get really creative with this stuff. And we just sent them out this first text message. Now, then there are multiple things that can happen. Obviously, they could reply with yes, and then what will happen, I'll just show it to you in just a second. They could reply with something else. So, for example, like a question like, sounds good, but can I bring a friend? Or they could reply, not at all, so to speak. And you then set up a state, so I can show this to you if you don't know how this works. You set up something called if else, and then you just select contact reply, what was the way? Intent type is positive yes, or intent type is positive yes. Yeah, that should be it. Let me just double check that. Yeah, oh, sorry, my mistake here. So you just add something, replied message, contact replied, sorry for that, is, and then you just write yes, yes, and then you don't have to don't have to worry about capitalizing this stuff. It does it automatically. And what happens then, I'll just show you in a second. Then obviously they could reply something else. What happens then, I'll show you in just a second, or they don't reply at all. Let's say they reply with yes, so they want to come in for 1 week free trial. Then you just like add to the golden follow-up system. Then you just add them to another workflow, which I'm not gonna show you in this video. Maybe in another one. Maybe I'm not gonna show you to you at all, and you would only see this process if you would become a client of ours. But anyways, you just remove them from this workflow and you just add them to another workflow where you just follow up with them. If they reply something else, you just send yourself an internal notification like an SMS, and then it says John replied with, can I bring a friend? Reply to him ASAP. So you just know, all right, I need to go into the CRM and reply to them. You obviously could remove this step as well, but then you have to be careful that it doesn't send the second follow-up automatically, even if they've replied. So what you would then do is that you would just put stop on response on. The risk then is obviously that, let me just check, that they won't get added to the other automation then. So if you don't want to get an internal notification, we'll just put other reply and then just end the workflow here. I hope it makes sense what I'm saying right now, but I think it does. Anyways, and then this process just repeats itself. So let's say they don't reply. They don't reply at all. It's just going to send them the other SMS. I don't know why it says right now that it should not. No, yeah, it does wait 1 day, sorry. So yeah, you set up obviously up here, I forgot to explain to you this. It waits there and then it waits 1 day. And if they don't reply after 1 day, it's just going to send up this follow-up, which says, just want to follow up to make sure you got the text above. Super simple, but trust me, this automation can make you thousands of dollars if you use it properly. Next thing you then do is you just add a wait step again, and then if they obviously reply with yes or with another reply, you do the same as up here. And if they don't reply after 1 day, you just send another text to them asking them if you want to get a voucher for 1 week of free digital classes, just reply with yes. Pretty simple. Same thing happens again. You wait 1 day, and then you only send them for SMS. I mean, you could do more, but I believe there's also going to be a point where they're just going to be pissed off anyway. You would rather reach out to them maybe in 3 months or in 6 months again, other than just waiting. But last follow-up is just the vouchers do expire today, but I have great news for you, John. There are still 2 left. If you want one, just reply with yes. Pretty simple. And then we basically just wait again for a reply. And if they don't reply after 2 days, we just add them, like it just waits 3 months. And after 3 months, this process starts again, basically, which is super simple, as I've said. It's like, but it works, trust me. Like, we've done this, and people usually, like, if someone has a list of 100 people, they will get at least 3 to 10 people showing up at their school completely for free. Let's say you have a list of like 1,000 people, you would get 30 to 1,000 or 30 to 100 people showing up at your school, which is pretty sick. Obviously, there's a little more to this process, which I'm not going to show you in this video, and because it's still a process we use for our clients, and it will just feel a little unfair to our clients if they pay us money for all of this stuff, and if I just give it all away for free on YouTube. But yeah, I'll give you as much as I can, obviously. And this is something, so if you want, for example, to see what happens, all right, what if they actually reply with yes? What if they, like, how do you actually then get them to show up at your school or whatever? If you want these processes, there's a link in the description which is gonna take you to a funnel. It's a video of me explaining to you how we can get you more students. I don't want this video to be like a salesy video, so I hope I still have given some value for it. Truly, like, if you don't want to click the link and if you just want to watch these YouTube videos and get some value for them, I'm totally fine with that. It's completely up to you. But for full transparency, like, we're doing these YouTube videos so we can get you to book a call and to obviously invest money into us, so that we can at the end of the day give you even more students and give you even more value than we can with these YouTube videos. But as I've said, probably everyone in business has some selfish intentions. Maybe I'm too transparent to you right now, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's pretty cool if you get a bunch of new students for your school. Anyways, that was enough of a pitch for today. I believe you get the point. You can click the link in the description or not. I don't really care because our calendars are usually full either way. With that being said, I hope you found this video also helpful. Leave a like, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.